while we're talking about comic book accuracy, by the way, let's talk about the idea that we have a whole scene with Lois and Clark having a serious heart-to-heart discussion, and behind them, in the background, we see Itzy from Green Lantern Comics being whacked around by a Green Lantern Power Ring generated baseball bat. That was so great. It was ridiculous, it was funny, and it was in complete contrast to the serious man-woman heart-to-heart discussion going on in the foreground. And if you haven't seen something nutty like that happen in a comic book, you haven't read comic books. Again, read a comic book. That was very comic bookery 101. Also, speaking of reading a comic book now and again, before I forget, let me address the really big one. That Kal-El's parents would never have sent him to Earth to be a conqueror. Of course they would. It's happened more than once in the comics. The horror of Red Sun, where Superman was raised by the Soviet Union, there was also an Elseworlds tale in which the entire Kryptonian race came to Earth, not just Clark. And they became dictatorial in nature and just took over the planet. Now, for some reason, Clark still ended up being raised by Jonathan and Martha Kent and developed a soft spot for humanity and became humanity's champion against their Kryptonian overlords. And Batman was a terrorist and still the most dangerous man on the planet, which was cool. But look, Jor-El was a vicious bastard in that. So don't tell me the Kryptonians could not be dictatorial in nature. They very easily could. I thought it was a cool parenting message from Jonathan to help Clark see that just because his bio mom and dad wanted him to be Super Hitler, he didn't have to go down that path. He could reject that and choose his own. It's our choices that determine our character, not our programming. Did you guys learn nothing from Tron Legacy?